Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, we have some new airport lounges in the works. Of course, we have American Express with maybe a leaked version of a new colorway of the classic gold card. And we have, of course, the Chase quarterly categories are out. And we have Apple, fresh off of WWDC, making some upgrades to Apple Pay that includes the points community. So, of course, all that more. So if it sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will continue building out our lounge networks for both Capital One and Chase. Both have announced that they are starting new lounges. We'll start with Capital One first, but of course, we don't know a ton about this, so here, you can look at these renders while I tell you what we do know. So they're adding another lounge. This time is coming to JFK, so that's a decent airport. I think it just got an overhaul. So the details that we do know, besides these generic renders, you're looking at 13,000 square feet, and it'll be located in Terminal 4. That's all the information we have right now. But again, it's nice to see them picking this up. There's no launch date or anything. They've just announced that they're going to do it. So, they've taken quite some time on the others. I don't think this will be a tomorrow thing, but more options is always better. Now, not to be outdone in the lounge game, Chase, they also fired back. Now, of course, these things are planned well in advance, but Chase also getting into the mix with another Sapphire Lounge. Again, very similar story here, not a ton of details. You can take a look at this render. They only gave us one render, though, but oh well, just use your imagination. This time it's coming to LAX, as the signage would say, and again, no launch date. This one is under 10,000 square feet, 9,234 square feet, located at gate, it was 148, so even smaller. I don't know how that sizing is going to work out there, given, we're generally expanding lounges and making them bigger. And the Sapphire card's been around for quite some time, so sizing might be interesting. It seems like, maybe just the last space. At some point, we're running out of space at airports. So either way, you got some new lounges in the network. Now, if you don't really want to travel, but you're still in the Chase cards, and you have 5 freedoms like I have, well, you might be interested in the Q3 2024 5X categories. So we have a decent list this time for you. I'll throw them on screen for you really quick, but you're looking at gas stations, that's also EV chargers for you Tesla fans out there, select live entertainment, and then movie theaters as well. So those are your 4. Of course, they do start in July 1st. You do have to opt into them, which is annoying. You do have to do it on every single Freedom card you have. So again, if you have 5, you can just go in the app and do it. Activation started yesterday if you're watching this live. So I would just do it, make it easy on yourself. Now, I think these are fine. I don't think we need to put a lot of thought in here. The good news is there's not overlap. We covered last week, I believe, and they were like grocery stores and Walmart. So, both, there's no overlap, which is always good. Both have gift cards at your disposal. I will probably, if I need them, just use them for gift cards. My custom cash generally serves as my gas card, but there's no reason I couldn't switch it up. Really, when you play cashback, again, it doesn't really seem to matter too much what you do, but again, no strong opinions on those, but I'll save the strong opinions for you guys, because I'm pretty sure we'd never make everyone happy with the category, so I guess let me know what you were hoping to see down below, but either way, those are your categories. Now, as we keep moving here, last week or week before, we talked about an American Express Gold Card, the potential fee hike, annual fee hike that we basically believe is coming. Like, I would bet large sums of money it's going to get a fee hike. But someone had found a QQQ link. It's like a test link, for lack of a better word, of marketing material. No happy people, we did note, with a $350 price tag on it. I believe it was $350. Yes, I think it was. Anyhow, they now have found a new link here with a new redesigned card, a new colorway. You know how American Express likes to play around with the colorways. So this time, mix up your metals with white gold. Now, it doesn't... I get what they're going for. Like, I don't know that it looks like white and gold exactly from the colorway. It still looks like a champagne, right? Like, if you're it reminds me of, like, I'll put it on screen, like a Rolex Datejust or the Skydweller. There's a champagne dial. It kind of reminds me more of that than like white gold, because white gold is looks almost like stainless steel, but if you compare the two together, it does have like a slight warmer tone to it. I think we're probably putting too much thought into this colorway, but I don't know what else we're going to talk about. So again, they do call it limited edition white gold, available while supplies last. Now, that is interesting because, you know, the rose gold was originally limited edition and it didn't go away and then it came back. And now it's just a permanent staple of the card. They are doing, as you know, limited editions with the Delta Reserve. They had the black one. Now they've got the white colorway as well. Those are true limited editions of the fact that, you know, there's only so many parts of Boeing planes that we've found so far. I mean, check your backyard. Maybe you could help them out. But you know, I do think this is a new thing that they're going to keep doing, offering limited editions. Again, we've seen it on the silly platinum cards that kids scribbled on. I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I don't really have a strong opinion about it. I think it makes sense. I think it will work to get people to hold on to the card, to try to get that one, maybe to rush out and get it because it is limited edition. We might not necessarily care so much about it, but I do think it will work. Again, if this is real, it might not be, but this one wouldn't surprise me if it happened, honestly. Rose gold, white gold, I can see that happen. So let me know. I know I'll say this and then we'll move on to the last one here. That is, you know, when I was picking out my business gold card, I think I put up a poll and I didn't realize how polarizing the choice is between rose and gold. So I do think this will get more conversation going. So let me know down below. Now, here's the story you probably knew I was going to talk about if you're, you know, a regular. Apple. Why are we talking about Apple? Because they had WWDC, which is Worldwide Developers Conference. No hardware announced, sadly, but they did, you know, expand, talk about a bunch of new software features coming to iOS, macOS, iPad OS, that whole thing, right? And, I mean, there was the egregious thing of branding AI instead of meaning artificial intelligence, meaning Apple intelligence. That was embarrassing. But aside from that, they did also announce a few features coming to Apple Pay that does involve credit cards, specifically points, which is something that, yeah, obviously you've been able to add your credit cards to Apple Pay, but you really haven't been able to use points to them until now. So I missed this. I was not a good sheeple. I didn't watch all of WWDC, but somebody sent this to me, and it's from the points guy. So we'll go through it here. Now, the points guy branded this is they're getting into travel. I don't really see this as a push for travel, more so just points in general. But what they've got is going forward, adding a new credit card to Apple Pay will be simple. It will require a quick tap on the back of your phone, or iPhone, as they say. This will support eligible contactless cards and will no doubt streamline the Apple Pay onboarding process. Makes sense. Now, launching later this fall, as iOS 18 comes out in September, like a week before the new phones come out, you'll be able to pay with points through Apple Pay interface no matter what merchant you shop at. The ability to redeem rewards will debut with Discover and Synchrony, interesting choice, and be available across Apple Pay issuers with Fiserv. They go on to say, you'll be able to redeem cashback rewards from any of your eligible cards when this launches. You'll see the points or cashback balances directly in the Apple Pay screen, and tapping the rewards button will open a new screen that allows you to select how many points you want to redeem or cash back. Our redemption rates are going to be, of course, handled by the credit card issuer, so you'll want to pay attention, as they say, to the offers, on and on and on. We got it. I don't know if there's really a play here for travel. I mean, they did. It's the points guy, so of course they build it as a travel story. It is helpful nonetheless. I do find this interesting. The tap to pay on the back of your phone through NFC, that was actually something rumored in Visa's roadmap that they had launched launched the roadmap earlier. We covered it about a month or so ago. That makes perfect sense. I mean, I still think there's going to be some kind of authentication stuff. It's like, you know, when you do it now, Apple, you have to agree to Apple's terms and you have to agree to the bank terms. That's not going away. I can't imagine that going away. It's more so you don't have to type in the numbers. But even still, they kind of just scan, the phone can just kind of just scan your card. But when the numbers are on the back of it, the camera does get kind of confused. So tapping it is beneficial. Now, the points thing is interesting. I don't necessarily think Apple cares one way or the other about you using your points. I think this is very clearly like a push to get you out of the banking platform, banking ecosystem, and Apple's, and also send even more of the transaction through Apple Pay, because if you were redeeming points to make a purchase, then you would not be able to use Apple Pay. They don't get a cut. Push it through Apple Pay, now they're getting a cut of more. It's probably a better setup. People generally probably more used to using Apple. They do care much more about user interfaces than banks do. My top user interfaces are probably, in no particular order, I'd say Chase, Amex, Citi, I mean, the other ones are manageable. Capital One wasn't bad, believe it or not, but you get the point, right? So I think this is clearly a push to get more of the transaction, and weirdly enough, get you to forget more about your bank. So it's either, you have a Bank of America card, you never really go to Bank of America too much. Of course, you do to make your payments, but I could also see them setting something like that up since they do have a bank account or a savings account. At least can you just make payments to them as well and just try to steal all your business that way? Or, hey, it's so good over here with the Bank of America card, how would it be if you move your Apple card or you just move to Apple card? Also, it's nice to see them still pushing forward on features despite needing to find a new partner for the Apple card. So I know this isn't directly related to the Apple card. I think it's a bridge to sell people the Apple card. I think it's fine. Will I use it? No, I got like 30 cards, and there's no way I'm loading 30 cards into Apple Pay. But I think for the masses of people who like redeem their cash back at the end of every month or something, I think this would be a fine addition. So we like to see it, and it'll probably push other payment wallets to do it. Last thing I'll say, I think it's a weird choice to have Synchrony in the mix. When the credit card rumors come out, everyone touts the relationship that Apple has with Chase. That would have been a much bigger win going with Synchrony. I don't know how that's going to work. Discover is interesting. That's not a bad choice. Discover could lead to, Capital One as they go through their merger deal. But anyways, as an Apple sheeple, I like to see it. So let me know, of course, what you think down below. But anyways, guys, that has been the news for this week. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below if you found it particularly interesting. Consider subscribing to the channel. We're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, we're back every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance, and every single day over on Profitable.com, the channel's blog. We have the latest news stories just like this. Of course, we have bank promotions and we have credit card offers. So if you want a credit card that you can be able to load into your Apple Pay wallet, take advantage of all the new features in the fall, well, you know where to find it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon next week.